Hasn't been started in a long time. What was that noise? Woohoo! So stick around. I'm gonna give this to one of you. I love giving away GOOLOO products. The people that get them are always so thankful. They're good quality. Hold on, buddy. Okay, let's go. Season's coming. Hi everyone, I hope y'all are doing great today. It's a beautiful morning out here. We have very low humidity, and what a difference that makes. Oh my gosh. There's our girl sitting there waiting for us. She's ready to go. Well, I shouldn't say that. There are a couple things we need to fix. Had a couple of failures right at the end of our traveling that we've got to take care of before we hit the road again. Yeah, our walks are a lot slower now. You know, Lefty's always been a sniffer, and so that's what he does now. So instead of ripping and running, he rips and runs with his nose. And so I spend most of my time just standing still while he sniffs. So my walks are far less exciting than they used to be, but that's okay. I hope y'all had a great July 4th holiday. We had a nice weekend here. It was they had forecast rain, but it didn't materialize. So we ended up with at least here, I think it probably rained in the area because the sky was pretty cloudy, and I'm sure it rained somewhere around here. So if you're in the upstate region, tell me if it rained where you were on July 4th. I gotta pause video. So one thing that was different this year is Lefty didn't get riled up by the fireworks because I guess he just can't hear them anymore. You know, the town here does fireworks, and they usually do them like 9:45 to 10 o'clock. You know, it's about a 15-minute rip. But the neighborhood fireworks, they started like 7, 8 p.m. People started doing them here in the neighborhood. And different this year from the last handful of years, there were a lot. I think people were extra celebrating this year because of the 250th. And one guy, bless his heart, he went, the last one I heard was at 11:45. He popped off the last one. So I laid there and listened to him. There were some pretty robust kits. There was one person kept shooting off these, I think they were 15 round packs that would go boom, boom, and then right at the end, like 3 in a row. And I was counting them. It was like 12 to 15. So I think it was like a 15 pack, something like that. And he shot off a bunch of them. So he must have got like a whole case of them. In New York State, the only legal fireworks are like sparkler kind, you know, so everybody drives down to Pennsylvania or drives west to Pennsylvania, and as soon as you cross the border, bam, there's the fireworks shop. You know, just like any states that are neighboring states that don't allow them, they're all right at the border, and you have to sign all this paperwork that says I'm just transporting these, and you know, ask me how I know. So it was a good 4th of July. Lefty, like I said, he didn't get bothered because he usually gets pretty wound up over the fireworks, but not this year. Since the last video, we had a heat wave here. Oh my gosh, we almost hit 100. It was like 3-4 days long, mid 90s, really high humidity. It was brutal, absolutely brutal. And that's really the first, I think we had one other 90-degree day for the whole month of June. June was really cool here. You know, we were like 70 degrees every day in June. It was a cool start to the summer. But now so far in July, we've had quite a bit more heat. But I'll tell you what, this morning it just feels beautiful out here. Hey, what are you doing? Don't go in that mud. Oh, good news. I was waiting on some info from GOOLOO so that I could do these giveaways. So I finally received that 2 days ago. So we're gonna do a GOOLOO giveaway. Stick around later in the video. We're gonna do a GOOLOO giveaway. The next video, I've got another GOOLOO giveaway. And then, because we all love flashlights, right? I've got some Olight flashlights that we're gonna be giving away. I love their lights. And we've got 3 that we're going to be giving away. So those are coming up. So come back, make sure you watch the videos. I know the video's been sparse, but at least when I release one, I'm going to pack it full of free stuff. So we've got GOOLOO products and Olight products for giveaway. And it's one of my favorite things to do on YouTube is the giveaways, giving things away to all of you that stick around and watch the goofy videos, and more recently put up with the pauses in between videos. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to the patrons, those of you that are supporting us and have supported us over the years. Really appreciate that. Honestly, without the YouTube and the Patreon, we wouldn't have been able to do all this all these years. It's the only thing that kept us fed and watered, I like to say, and fuel in the truck. It's all because of all of you. So the very least I can do is pass on products that I get so that y'all can enjoy them. So thank you all so much, sincerely, from both of us. Lefty thanks you. He's trying to find some grass. That's not the right kind. You're not gonna like it. So I've been fiddling around with the motorcycle. I've got an issue with the front wheel that I've got to take care of. Oh, come here. Why you gotta go to the neighbors? Come this way. She's very nice. Don't harass her. I am gonna pull out the bike and give it a wash today. Come to this side. Right here. Come here. Okay, stay. Come on, hey, it's enough. So I just want to get some more of the funk off of the motorcycle from it being on the back of the rig during that cross-country winter trip. It's not rusted or anything, it just has like, I don't know what you call it, corrosion, you know, on the cylinder, on the fins is where I noticed it, because I've already washed the bike once, back when it was like 30 degrees out, and the suds kept freezing up on everything. And the bike is not dirty, I just want to, just knocking the dust off of it, I guess is what you'd call it. This hose is running down my leg. Yeah, I got out my bristle brush so I can get in these fins of the engine. That's where I was seeing just some like oxidation, or I don't know what you call it actually, but like just little, looks like little pebbles forming on the metal, because it's bare metal, I think. But it's, what is it, like zinc coated or something? But I wanted to get in those bristles, and of course this is not working. What frustration. Crap, I have a smaller brush, but it's down in the truck. The worst thing is when your hands are cold and you're trying to wash something like this and you knock your knuckle. Oh gosh, can you feel my pain just saying it? I get a flash of what it feels like in my head. It's the worst. Nope. Gotta get a new hose. This one is shot. I hope I haven't been spraying, y'all. I can see that I think I sprayed Lefty way up in the garage. He's laying down, and I can see a wet mark where I must have flailed the hose over there. What's more American than hosing off your driveway, right? You just stand here and how American is this? My sneakers are absolutely soaked. Yeah, no, it's current. Yeah, I've got to go down to the truck and get the key to this thing, to the motorcycle. Okay, of course the lawnmower guy is here, so apologize for all the background noise. So we're going to start this thing up. Hasn't been started in a long time. Up. What was that noise? She ain't gonna start. Yep. I don't know what that noise was. It was like a backfire or something. So I've got to remove the seat to gain access to the battery. It's just been sitting for so long. I had a feeling this was gonna happen. It is not happy. So I just went over to the truck and got my tools. What are we looking at? That looks like it's a Torx. Looks like a 25. Okay. And one of you sent me this T-handle bit driver, which is awesome. Ah, there we go. It was always a tight fit under here. I don't know if y'all remember back when I got this bike, I had to assemble it, and one of the things I had to do was put the battery in, which came in a separate box. So all of this wiring under here, I had to fit it all in, and there's a lot. You'd be surprised. See, the battery is right here. There's the negative, there's the positive. So all of this wiring, that's the computer. A little dusty under here. Take this opportunity to clean this up. So a lot of relays, a lot of stuff going on under here, because this is, you know, this is a fully street legal lighted blinkers. It's got all the doodads, and so there's quite a bit of electronics under here. So I just need to gain access to these connections here. All right, everybody's favorite, we got the GOOLOO. So what better video can I make than using a GOOLOO product in the same video that we're giving GOOLOO stuff away? So these, the way these work, as soon as you attach the clips to the battery, this thing turns on, puts itself in boost mode, and you have 30 seconds. So hopefully I can get this on, this little guy here. That's on there. I'm going to try each one individually so it doesn't start up first. Yeah, this one's tight. Okay, we got it. There we go. Okay, we ready? Ready. There we go. Whoa-hoo! to the rescue. It needed that. You know, it always started just like that. It's been sitting for so long. It's my fault. I am doing some stuff. Got the motorcycle out and fired it up about a week ago. Realized, like, I thought back, when was the last time I started the bike? And from what I could come up with, you know, obviously I started it down in Quartzsite probably January. So right now it's June. So that's a number of months since its last run. What I want to do today is tire pressure. The chain is freshly lubed. I've washed it twice since we've been back here to get all that road grime off of it, so it's nice and clean. I do want to go at the front forks again. I got some semi-chrome, which some of you recommended when I was messing around using the steel wool and the WD-40. Some of you recommended semi-chrome, which I think I'd heard of it before, but I've never owned it. So I bought a tube of semi-chrome. So I'm going to go at the front forks here one of these days. You know, it's not an emergency, but I would like to get them clean. They just look like they have, I guess I'm going to call it corrosion. So I'm going to see what pressure we got in the tires right now. I have no idea. Yeah, I was going to say it should be around 12. It's at 10.7. So I'm going to bump them up a little because I'm going to just be doing some street riding around here. So I think I'm going to put them up to 20. So what we're going to do, our friends at GOOLOO, you all know GOOLOO, one of our longest supporters on the channel. This is their GT160 tire inflator. So we had the GT150, which I gave away. This is different. It has twin cylinders. So this has more power. So these kind of compressors, I can't recommend highly enough. If you've got bicycles, motorcycles, regular size car tires or light truck tires, carry one of these with you. You know, they're rechargeable, so you just charge them up and throw them in the truck or your vehicle, whatever it is, keep them in the garage. So handy for the bicycles and for the dirt bike, for the motorcycle, because it's always there and ready. So if you have things like this that need air, where you're airing them down, airing them back up, that kind of stuff, I really recommend getting one of these rechargeable compressors. It has a range of tire sizes that it's designed for. But like I said, you know, these kind of things, motorcycles, bicycles, regular size car tires, regular pickup truck tires, regular size. But when you get into the bigger ones like that are on my ambulance, that's a little much for these smaller ones. So I wouldn't recommend it for that. In an emergency, could you use it to refill a tire? Absolutely. So stick around. I'm going to give this to one of you. I love giving away GOOLOO products. The people that get them are always so thankful. They're good quality. Can't recommend them enough. So we're going to air these tires up a bit. So this has a thread-in hose. Hey, it came with a fully charged battery. Okay, I've got it at 20. So we're going to test it with my Jayco here and see what it reads. 20.5. So gauge on here is accurate. Comes with a soft carry bag here so you can stow it away in your glove box or your armrest or whatever. Has a charging cable, and you've got several adapters here. So if you've got to do some different size, so everything you need to have a good emergency air pump. So if you want to get entered to win the GOOLOO GT160, put the words GOOLOO Pump
down in your comment.
2 words, GOOLOO Pump. I'm going to do the drawing on this date right here, and then I'm going to post a video the following day on this date right here. So come back, watch the video, and see if you won the GOOLOO GT160 tire inflator, twin cylinder, and it has an emergency light right there, a little LED light. It's got different modes. See, like that's car mode. And what you do is, like for motorcycle mode, you can store a pressure in there. So let's say for a car, let's put it up to like 32. We switch to motorcycle and it goes back to my 20. So it stores them in memory so you can have presets. Okay, let's get up here and do the front. There it goes. So auto shut off. Make sure you get entered to win the GT160. Thank you, GOOLOO, for being a great supporter of the channel for so long. And I left the protective plastic cover over the screen, so you get to peel that off when it shows up at your house. I think the bearings need to be replaced. And this is one of the things that happens, you know, you get a lot of motorcycle for the cost when you buy one of these Chinese motorcycles. But there's certain things that seem to cause problems, and bearings is one of them. You know, the bike's only got like 1,000 miles on it. There's no reason that the wheel bearings should be bad. I noticed it the other day. I had washed the bike, and when I was pulling it in, what did I do? Oh, I tapped the front brake, and something just felt, I don't know. I don't remember if I saw it first or felt it first, but I ended up, you know, watching the front wheel, and when I squeeze the brake, you know, it grabs the rotor on the left side, and I could see the wheel kind of shift, you know, not a lot, just a little bit, but it's not supposed to shift to the side. It's supposed to remain straight. If I hadn't noticed that, I'd probably be out riding it. But now that I see that little wobble in the front wheel, I'm not throwing my leg over that thing till I get this resolved. What? No, I'm just standing here. I'm waiting for you to finish. Lift that nose up off the ground. Goofball. Goofing on me sometimes. He just acts like he doesn't hear a thing I'm saying. Huh. He's coming up on 13 and a half years old. Huh. You still handsome? Sir. Hello. Okay. 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 Come on. Yes, my boy. Huffing and puffing. I was trying to see if I could demonstrate what I was talking about with my wheel, but I don't think I can do it with... No, I can't. I need two hands, and I can't do it holding this camera. Yeah, so I'm able to take the wheel and just, you know, ever so slightly move it back and forth. You know, I've got to assume that the bearings are no good. You know, they mount in the hub here. So remove the front wheel, remove the old... It's got bearings and seals, which come in the replacement kit. So I'm going to get this wheel pulled off. There's my stand that Dalen dropped off for me. Harbor Freight, standard, Pittsburgh. Oh, speaking of bikes, I got to show you what I just did on... This is, some of you might know, this is my favorite bike that we've ever had here. I've kept this one. I think this is 3 years, 2 years, 3 years that I've had it. Really super quality, powerful, and I made a modification to it. So this originally had a left side thumb throttle right here, which I don't like. So Velotric, which is the brand, they actually had a conversion to turn it into a right side twist throttle. So the kit came with the twist throttle, plugs right into the harness. So you basically unplug that one and plug this one in. It came with these rest grips for both sides. If you've never had these on your bicycle, they are awesome. So when you're sitting on the bike, this, you can kind of rest on that, lean on that, as opposed to just a regular round grip, which is what this had before. And that made a big change. So real improvement here. I've got twist throttle. Love it. It works perfect. So that just made this bike that much better. I am so happy I found... I don't know what made me start looking for that, but I was wondering, could you convert a left side throttle to a right side throttle? And ba-boom, they actually have a kit. They have another kit for their other bikes. You know, this kit works on several different models, and then they have another kit that works on the other models of their bike. So if you have a Velotric and you want right side twist, You can get it right from their website. And I also replaced, these are new pedals, because I bent that one when I flipped over backwards doing a wheelie in front of Dalen last year. I was showing her how much power it had, and I put it on boost mode, level 5, and I pushed the pedals as hard as I could and lifted the front end, and I was on a little bit of an uphill, and the bike went right over backwards. I went over backwards, and Dalen laughed her butt off. Thank you, sweetheart, for the support during that incident. I don't think I've done that on a motorcycle, you know, flipped over backwards. And I wasn't like trying to do a wheelie, really. I was showing her, maybe I was. I guess I was trying to do a little wheelie. And the power just took off, and I didn't get hurt or anything, but it bent the pedal. So I found, you know, it bent that when it went over on the left side, and it was still usable. I was still riding it for like the whole rest of last year and this year. You could just feel it a little bit. It was a little bit off, you know, it was just bent a little bit. So these were inexpensive replacements. You know, Velatric has replacement pedals, but they were quite a bit more expensive than these, and these had really good reviews, Rock Bros. So I added these on here. It's like a titanium color. I think it looks good on there. So the Velatric, I've been riding this pretty much every day, riding it around, keeping myself energized. Can't really do rides with Lefty anymore. We've done a couple, but really slowly around the neighborhood. So it's mostly me on my own. That dog's grumpy. Always barks at Lefty. Okay, you ready to say goodbye to the folks? Say thank you, everyone, for being here. Come on, puppy. No? Left? Left? Oh, he's staring at that dog. Well, thanks, everyone, for being here with us today. We're doing good. Lefty's doing good. Just like I said, he's just a older and slower version of himself. He's in retirement, but he's pretty consistent the way he is. So I think this is how we're going to ride out the rest of his time with me. It's going to be sad when he's not around anymore. Mom's doing good. She had to go for another eye appointment. We drove out, that same eye doctor. We went out there last week, and Lefty and I spent a couple hours moseying around the park. And say hi to everyone. Say bye to everyone. Dude, totally igging the phone, huh? Okay, that's my boy. That's my boy. Oh, what a good pupper. What a good puppy. Okay, that's my boy. Huh? Left. You really gotta stop, okay? You're being way too noisy. I just woke up. You don't care? Hmm?